welcome aboard, you guys. Okay, you've heard all the medical aspects. Now, let's tell our listeners. I was going to call you my listeners, like I'm on radio like that. Sorry, but Sam is from the Singapore Cancer Society's Walnut Warriors support group. So the walnut is a very important image, it seems, when it comes to prostate health. And Ms. Yu Hui is a member of the SCS Cancer Support Group as well. Yu Hui, let me start with you. Can you tell everybody here your personal experience? You were diagnosed with lung cancer.
Yes, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. So what happened was that I had a persistent cough for about 2 months. I was getting breathless as the days went by. Then climbing up a flight of stairs would actually put me out of breath. So I went to the GP twice and was given cough syrup to ease the symptoms, but that did not help. So one day I started to have blood in my phlegm, and that was when I decided to go to the polyclinic. So at the polyclinic, I was given a chest x-ray. The x-ray results were abnormal, so I was referred to A&E with the suspicions of TB. At the hospital, tests were done. So the test for TB came back to be negative. However, I was diagnosed with cancer. So from there, we had more tests done. I had a PET scan done to ascertain the staging and the type of lung cancer I have. So eventually, I was diagnosed with stage 4 ALK-positive lung cancer. Yeah. So
Initially, you thought, what am I having? Is it just a mild illness? Maybe it's TB. Oh my goodness. It's lung cancer at stage 4. Did you know a lot about lung cancer at this stage?
No. In fact, this diagnosis was really hard for me to accept because I was a non-smoker. I did not have any family of history of cancer. Nobody in the family smokes. So to me, I wasn't a likely candidate for lung cancer because all you hear about lung cancer is, when you smoke, you have lung cancer, you get lung cancer. I was a non-smoker, so it's really unbelievable. And at my age, I'm 34, I didn't really think that I was really at a high risk for lung cancer.
Exactly. You're thinking of other things. Lung cancer is last on the list. I want to know more about this in a moment. But Sam, tell me about you. Do you have a similar experience? What was the diagnosis like for you?
Well, being someone above 50, I think the medical information that we get, colorectal could be one of the biggest one. So after 55, I think I should, at least go for some specialist care. So somehow, one way or another, I end up seeing the urologist first. And as what the urologists always do, they put a finger in and say, oh, it looks like it's a bit enlarged. And one thing follow the other, the PSA test, and then the biopsy. I was scheduled for biopsy, but I was in a bit of denial. I said, well, maybe the PSA test was slightly elevated. Let me wait for a couple of months. And then even the biopsy schedule, I said, maybe I changed my mind. Let me celebrate my Chinese New Year first and things like that. But eventually the news was conveyed to me after the biopsy that I was diagnosed with so-called 3+4 intermediate stage cancer of the prostate. I was with my wife. I think we were definitely very shocked. I think we have to ask ourselves what are the options. I think the doctors are doing their research. They're finding ways to heal. But I think as a cancer patient, I think the first thing you need is more details, information. And doctors are very busy people. At the clinic, they can only spend 3 minutes, 5 minutes with you. And at a state of shock, you probably cannot ask too many questions also because you don't know what to ask. But I think the prostate cancer nurse at the hospital where I was with, Dr. Singh, was very good. She put me to a room and tried to share more with me and gave me her phone number to find out more from her if I have other questions when I reach home. So I would say that at that point in time, a lot of shock and panic, but I think the better news is that it's still like an intermediate stage, not a high risk, according to them, the lower risk. So I think the key thing is go through, find out the stages and what are the treatment options are. So I think the best news that in a way came is that certainly prostate cancer, there is a possibility of a cure if it's detected early, and surgery is a good option for someone of my age and candidature.
Yu Hui, let me ask you, can you tell everybody what stage of your treatment are you at right now?
I don't quite really know how to answer that question about what stage. So you're asking whether am I still on treatment or
Yes,
something?
exactly. Can you update us
Okay.
on terms of your treatment progression now?
Okay, because I had a targetable mutation for my cancer, so I wasn't put on the traditional chemotherapy. I'm on targeted therapy, which requires me to be on it as long as I can. So it is a newer form of treatment. It is less harsh, has less side effects than chemotherapy, and it has been proven to be very effective for my type of lung cancer, as I mentioned, because it has a form of mutation, it's out positive. So basically, I think I'm taking the treatment quite well. I just have to keep a lookout for the adverse side effects that may come up. Yeah.
So it was usually explained to patients, I believe, that if you're a non-smoker, you're more likely to have the gene mutation and therefore be more amenable to this kind of targeted therapy.
Yes, that is correct.
I see, okay. Sam, what stage of treatment are you at?
I had my surgery done 18 months ago, 1.5 years ago. So after the surgery, the histology shows that I have stage 2 cancer. It's well encapsulated. The cancer cells have been removed. So technically, the doctor will probably consider this as a cure. And of course, I've been going for regular blood tests. And my latest blood test was just 1 week ago. So the cancer cells are not detectable. So it's a good sign.
All right. And in spite of the fact that you all are dealing with personal health issues and some challenging ones at that, you both have found the time and opportunity to give back as well. I mean, you are with the SCS Cancer Support Group. Sam, you're with the SCS Walnut Warriors Support Group. I mean, most people would think that it's only family now, focus on me now, everything on the treatment now. But you also wanted to take this opportunity to speak to other individuals who are going through the same process. Yu Hui, why is this so important? Tell me how important the support is during this entire time.
Okay, so when you have cancer, friends and family are definitely the primary pillars of support, but I feel that another equally important form of support actually came from fellow patients. Because as much as people can empathize with you, it's never really the same as someone who has been through the same journey. So this is why I feel that support coming from patients is really, really important. With support from fellow patients, you have strength to carry on and you feel less alone.
What kind of things do you all talk about? Do you all share about? I wonder. Hospital waiting time?
No,
Okay.
not that.
That's a different policy forum, sorry.
So there are patients who are in this for a longer period of time than I am. So they have good advice on, what are the signs that you have to look out for when you think that when something serious is going on, and that's when you need to speak to your oncologist. And also they share with us how they cope emotionally. Some patients, they probably have church cell groups to support them. Some patients, they maybe start a new hobby to focus on so that they think less about how they are going through this cancer treatment and things like
So
that.
it sounds like it's helping you as well, in a way. That's beautiful. Sam, how about you? I mean, what are some of the things that, why is it so important for prostate cancer in particular? And what are some of the things that you'll discuss in your support groups?
Okay, I totally agree that getting support from fellow patients, fellow warriors is important because really is that you can see, there are so many treatment options. So new cases comes in every month, and if you have someone who is having the similar journey as you, taking the same treatment as you can at least, calm your nerves, know what to expect, and even within the group themselves, there are a lot of intelligent people over there who read a lot, some find out a lot more, and you can get yourself educated onto the various things that you should take on, avoid. But I think the other part about the Walnut Warriors is that the focus is not so much on the disease then. It's focus about living, about coming together and, share some happy moments, go for walks, you know, and I think the thing is that for prostate cancer, like the doctor says, you know, most of us will not die of it, but eventually die with it, you know. So I think it's good that we can then kind of focus on the living, focus on making the best use of the time, and in some small ways, if I can help someone who has to go through a surgery and tell him what to expect, it's going to be 5 hours, you're going to be inverted, and then you're going to have bleeding, you're going to have whatever. So this kind of sharing is going to at least help the person kind of manage his fears and hopefully have a nice, easier journey, so to speak.
I agree. Living every day for what it is. I love that. I'm going to end off with this one final point for the two of you, if I may. Like I said, there may be many people who will not want to share, who will not want to be a part of a group, because it's a tremendous weight to take on, to have the title as somebody with cancer. And depending on the stage and the type, and obviously prostate and lung, how do you reach out to them? What would you say to them? Maybe some of our members of our audience have friends or relatives or family members who could benefit from a support group. What would you say to them that could help change their mind? Yu Hui, let me start with you.
I really think that, patients should connect with fellow patients, because being in the same journey together, it really helps that someone who's on the same journey together as you know exactly what you're going through, and the person may be very familiar with the treatment, the side effects, and what to expect from that treatment. So I think definitely be connected to fellow patients. Come and join the SCS support group.
Yes, indeed. Sam, what do you say?
Really, even you don't have to be physically there. You can be in part of the online chat nowadays with WhatsApp. There's a lot of information sharing and also latest treatment option and various other kind of support that we all can give. In fact, prior to joining to the Walnut Warriors, I was listening into another cancer chat group. I realized that actually they were so much more their challenges were so much more than mine. And I also hear a lot of them helping one another, including preparing food for them, visiting them, or getting some essentials for them. So I think this kind of support, I think only the fellow patients will be able to offer, because some of them may not have strong enough family support.
That is fantastic. You guys are walking the talk. Can I just say genuinely, I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to share with our listening audience. Hats off to the both of you. A round of applause, please, for Yu Hui and Sam. What an inspiration.